Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Noob coming with another video. Today, some more VGC 17 battles on the battle spot with this Tapu Fini Mandibuzz team that I've been using. It's been an interesting run. I've been coming across some interesting teams, so maybe the meta's changed up. Well, I haven't been keeping up with it all that much, but it's been an interesting. It's been an interesting year to say the least. I remember last year. It was pretty much the same meta all year round. You may have gone back and forth between Trick Room, non-Trick Room, different EV spreads, but it was always Kyogre or Groudon the whole time. So, and Rayquaza as well. So it's nice to see a big diversity. The meta's changed up quite a bit. I remember when Arachnid was super meta. And still, like, and the thing, the Pokemon don't change. There's not patches to change the Pokemon. Just the meta changes, so it's been interesting, been fun to keep up with the meta and stuff. So let's go ahead and get on, or start with the first battle. My opponent had a team of Dragonite, Arachnid, Incineroar, Celesteela, Mimikyu, and Garchomp. So very few. Actually, I don't think I've faced off against a Garchomp yet. My opponent has had Garchomps, or should I say my opponents have had Garchomp, but they've never brought him to the battle. Which makes sense. I do have Tapu Fini, which completely floors them, even if they have Poison Jab. If I get a Calm Mind up, I'm flooring them in one shot. So I want my Fini for his two Dragon types, plus the Incineroar. It's going to be able to do some serious damage. He does have Celesteela, so I do need to bring Arcanine. It's going to be my main answer to that. And then it'll also help out with the Arachnid. And I decided to bring Kartana here. I was debating between Kartana and Garchomp, but in the end, I'm like, well, he has a couple flying types. He's got the Fairy, so I'm just going to go with Kartana here. It'll help out with the Mimikyu. Could help out with the Incineroar, with the Arachnid, even with the Celesteela if need be. Help pick up some knockouts on these Pokemon. So we're going to go ahead and get started here in the first battle. And I'm going to go my typical lead, Tapu Fini Mandibuzz. Nothing special there. And my opponent is going to go Dragonite Arachnid. So I'm pretty happy with my position here. I do have to be careful with the Arachnid, especially because it's most likely going to be Z Crystal. So a Z Liquidation is going to do tons of damage to me. But I go straight for the Calm Mind here. I'm like, even if he's got some sort of spread move, it's not going to be stab. It's not going to do that much damage to me. And I get a Tailwind up. And when I see this, I'm like, I'm faster than his Dragonite. Is this going to be like a Trick Room Dragonite or something? But it isn't. It's just a Fire Punch. So he goes into the Mandibuzz, probably predicting the switch into Kartana. I don't... Or maybe that was just the best move he had, which I highly doubt. I think he must have gone for a prediction, or he must have run out of time. But we do see the Z move from Arachnid here. So I was a little scared that it was going to go into Tapu Fini, but it goes in the Mandibuzz. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm okay with that. It is going to pick up the knockout. So it's just going to be like a free Tailwind for me and a free Calm Mind. So I'm in a really good spot here. I'm going to bring in Arcanine, get the Intimidate off, especially since we saw it. Dragonite had at least Fire Punch, is most likely going to be physical, so 2 physical users here. And that's going to provide some more protection for... So here I make a mistake. I'm like, okay, I'm going to double target down the Arachnid, and I'm going to go for Flare Blitz, and just in case he switched in Garchomp. But I forgot that Water Bubble reduces the amount of damage taken from Fire type moves by half. So, unfortunate. And even his own Earthquake isn't going to take out his Arachnid, so it's going to be a free turn for his Arachnid here. And my Arcanine is going to go down, which probably would have happened anyways, but he gets a Liquidation off into my Tapu Fini, which is not going to do too much thanks to the Intimidate, but still. I guess there may have even been, with the damage that Flare Blitz did, if you like quadrupled, because that would have been, well, not quadrupled, but like triple that damage, it might have enough to pick up the one-hit knockout on Arachnid, and then Moonblast could have one-shotted the Dragonite. So I missed out big time. I misplayed. I forgot until like I think I was like while I was attacking, I remembered. So it was unfortunate. Here I'm like, okay, I'm behind. I made a big mistake, so I need to make up for it. So I go for the Muddy Water here to pick up. I wanted to pick up the knockout on Arachnid, and I wanted to break the multi-scale on Dragonite. So I do get the double hit. He ends up switching out to Celesteela. I'm like, well, that's even better. You saw how much damage that was, almost half. So a Muddy Water Secret Sword would do the trick. And he's going to end up switching out his Dragonite here. I don't know if he's just trying to stall out the rest of Tailwind, but it's not like his Pokemon are any faster, or would be faster than mine anyways. So he ends up switching an Arachnid to my Moonblast. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just a free knockout for me. And then Sacred Sword did way less than I thought it would on Celesteela. And we just see the Flamethrower, so no chance of burn here since the terrain is still up. So I'm going to hang on with the Focus Sash. So I'm still in a good spot. My opponent just made some bad switches right there. And I'm kind of back into this now because a connect onto Celesteela with Muddy Water will most likely pick up the knockout. Tailwind's going to peter up, but I still should be faster. I know Tapu are both my Pokemon are faster than Dragonite. I should be faster than the Celesteela as well, at least with Kartana. But here I'm going to protect because I think he's going to like attack into that slot. So if I can keep Kartana around one turn longer, that'd be good because I don't know what he has in the back. I don't know if it's going to be the Mimikyu or not. And then just like boom right there. So now he can't double target me this next turn. So I don't know if that, like this is kind of, or my opponent should have been focusing down my Tapu Fini here, since Tapu Fini is kind of the bigger threat. I mean, you saw how little Sacred Sword did to Celesteela. So at this point, Kartana is no threat to Celesteela. We do see the Incineroar, so like, and even there you see a big threat. And here I knew the Fake Out was coming into the Kartana, so unfortunate. But I guess I suppose it should have been into the Tapu Fini to prevent this Muddy Water from going off. But I'm not going to pick up any knockouts here. Incineroar has to be. I remember like a month or like a while ago, I saw a whole bunch of Incineroars, and they take no damage. Once they get Intimidate, they're going to be pretty strong. I feel like their defense, or at least special defense, is really good because I'm at +1, and that was super effective stab. So I'm not going to pick up knockouts, but if I connect with another Muddy Water, that will be game. I do miss on Celesteela, but I do connect with Incineroar. So it's going to be a clean knockout there. And then with Celesteela, it walls me, but I kind of also wall it. You're going to see I'm at +1, so the Flash Cannon is not going to do all that much. So I was just hoping that he didn't get the drop with Flash Cannon. But we're both just going to be hitting that leftovers recovery, but one more connect and it should be game. So I go for Muddy Water, and I am going to connect this time, so it's going to be game. So almost through that one with Arcanine, or I should have just picked up the knockout onto Arachnid. I wasn't expecting Earthquake on the Dragonite either. Otherwise, I may have just gone for like a Moonblast in the Dragonite, and then a Protect on Arcanine. But I guess that's kind of part of it. Not too much I can complain about there. Because I mean, you saw, or even if I played that better, I would have won a lot easier. So Celesteela, not proven to be too big of a problem. It's a bigger problem when it's a physical one that has heavy slam. So just because I don't get defense boosts from Combined, and I think the base power is higher because of the weight difference. So almost through that first one, we're going to go ahead and get into the second one here. My opponent had a team of Alolan Ninetales, Aerodactyl, Tapu Koko, Arcanine, Porygon 2, and Alolan Muck. So he does have a Trick Room mode, I suppose. Or maybe Porygon 2 is just his anti-Trick Room. Porygon 2 and Muck are for the Trick Room matchup. But we are going to have to look out for the Aurora Veil. And of course, Tapu Koko setting up its own terrain. being a big problem as well to my Tapu Fini. But I'm still going to lead Tapu Fini Mandibus here. I do need the Tailwind, and just to be able to outspeed. I mean, look at those three. The first three that he has right there are super fast. They're some of the fastest Pokemon in the meta right now. So I also want to bring Garchomp here for the Muck in case he does bring it. A Tectonic Rage will put it in its place. Plus he's got the Tapu Koko and Arcanine. And then Kartana here to help deal with pretty much everything except for the Arcanine and the Muck. So we're going to go ahead and get started here with the second battle. And my opponent is going to lead Aerodactyl and Alolan Ninetales. And I just go with my typical lead here. So I know, I remembered, I should say now I know different, but I remembered that Aerodactyl gets access to taunt, so I was a little skeptical of whether it was going to taunt me or not, since it definitely is going to outspeed, and I didn't want to waste anything. We're going to see a Skydrop here into the Tapu Fini, and when I see that, I'm like, oh no, this is actually really bad. Not because of this blizzard or anything, but I went for Tailwind turn 1, and that means that now I'm going to outspeed his Aerodactyl. So that means this turn I'm not going to be able to move either. So the first turn I went for the Calm Mind because why not? And the second turn I couldn't do anything. So this turn I'm just going to lose out on a free. So Tapu Fini's done nothing. This 2 turns nothing has happened with Tapu Fini. I go for Snarl here, expecting another Blizzard to come from the Ninetales. And here we see the Skydrop, and I mean the damage isn't what's important. It's just the fact that I haven't been able to get up any Calm Minds or gotten a Muddy Water off onto this Aerodactyl. And we're gonna see Icy Wind. So his speed control right here. So now that's gonna mess things up even more because now Tapu Fini is most likely gonna be slower than Aerodactyl, so he could just Skydrop me again, and that's gonna be 3 turns wasted. So huge problem here. I didn't really see that one coming at all. Otherwise, I would have protected, and then things would have been better. But I mean, that's huge. I wish I would have remembered that. And here we're gonna see a Z move. I'm like, what's going on here? That's Continental Crush. So I was like, oh, is Tapu Fini going down already? Not even able to do anything, and it's already going down. But it's probably going to be a Z Rock Slide, I'd imagine. But it is going to go into the Mandibuzz, which I'm okay with. I'm always okay with Mandibuzz going down, especially in this situation. And here the Aurorveil is going to go up. So huge defensive stats. My opponent's played this one really well so far, getting the Aurorveil up now. Because up to this point, I haven't even dealt any damage. I got a Snarl off, and that was it. And here I go for the Muddy Water. I need, just because I want to get rid of this Aerodactyl, so it can't Skydrop anymore. But not enough to pick up the knockout. If I did get the Calm Mind up, that would have been a knockout. So highly unfortunate. And luckily I do get a free switch in here. I decided to go with Kartana to be able to threaten damage onto both of his Pokemon, or knockouts on both of his Pokemon, better said. He's going to end up switching out the Ninetales into Arcanine. And I was considering, I was like, should I go for... because Kartana is going to be the fastest Pokemon on the field because Tailwind's still up and it wasn't hit by Icy Wind. So I was thinking, should I go into Aerodactyl or should I go into Ninetales? But I didn't want to go into Aerodactyl and him Blizzard me. So I went for Smart Strike. It's not going to do anything. I'm at -1. It's going to be resisted. And we do see the Skydrop. So kind of what I was expecting. But I just couldn't let him get off a free Blizzard. If I picked up the knockout on the Aerodactyl, I couldn't let him go for Blizzard and like take me down to my Sash and then have it, and then faint at the end of the turn to hail. So I'm not in the best of spots right now. But still a little bit of hope. I do have, or Tailwind's gonna go, but I still have Kartana and Garchomp in the back. So I'm gonna protect here. Fire moves most likely going to be coming. But he actually goes for Skydrop into Kartana. So really lucky for me, he goes Wild Charge in the Tapu Fini, and I'm like, that's not going to take me out. So here, that was actually pretty interesting. I mean, if you got the Skydrop off, that would have been better. But I actually was surprised how little damage this Muddy Water did to Arcanine. Again, it's because I don't have the Calm Mind up. It would not have picked up the knockout even if I did have Calm Mind, but still very, very little damage to Arcanine. So here he's going to bring the Tapu Koko. I was wondering if he had it or not, and things are looking a little grim for me because Tailwind's gone and I have Garchomp in the back. So he's going to set up his own terrain. I protect here. At this point, I need to keep my Feeny for the Arcanine. And I go for Sacred Sword just to get some damage off on the Arcanine, hoping to pick up the knockout. Because I knew he would target down. He'd pretty much go for like an electric, like Thunderbolt into Feeny, and then go for like a Fire type move in the Kartana. Like, hopefully I can pick up the knockout here. But he ends up knocking himself out to recoil. So definitely not over. I knew he even if he has Discharge, he wouldn't go for Discharge with Arcanine on the field because he just pick up the knockout. So I knew he'd go for a single target move. So that's how I knew that play would work. And if not, I still got what I wanted. So what's unfortunate here is he outspeeds me. But the thing is if he... I protect her with Garchomp because I'm like, okay, well, if he misplays and goes for Dazzling Gleam Blizzard, Tapu Fini will be able to get an attack off. So we do see Dazzling Gleam. I'm like, okay, well, this is really good. He didn't need to do that. He could have just... Unless if he was thinking Garchomp would be Focus Sash, then maybe. But because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to survive this, and I do with Tapu Fini. So this is good, but he ends up getting the freeze here. I highly doubt the freeze mattered because I would have needed a crit. I was going after the Ninetales, and I needed to pick up the knockout on Ninetales because a Dazzling Gleam from Tapu Koko, especially spread, would not pick up a knockout on Garchomp, and I could Tectonic Rage him and finish him off. But he does get the knockout from the Hail and the freeze, which I don't know if it would have, or it probably wouldn't have. But so you're going to see right there, Dazzling Gleam isn't even enough, even with the, that's not even spread, that's just single target. So, whether they're going to be enough to pick up the knockout there. So, unfortunate. I can trace that one back all the way to the beginning. If I knew Aerodactyl had Skydrop, I could have played that one a lot differently. I could have protected turn 1, and then I would have had Tail, like, the first 2 turns I did nothing. I couldn't because of Skydrop. I was slower, and then the second turn I was faster. So I could have protected, and then if I had gotten a Calm Mind up, that battle would have been completely different. The freeze did matter would have mattered in that instance. But if I could have been at +1, and then against the Ninetales, I don't know if it would have. I don't think so. But if the Moonblast would have picked up the knockout on Ninetales, that would have been game. He would have needed a crit on my Garchomp to win. So I still played that one pretty bad. The beginning of that battle messed me up big time. So that's what I would have needed to improve on. But now I know next time I won't make the same mistake. Hopefully I'll remember. But because I know even Tapu Koko gets access to Skydrop. So... But when you run something like Aerodactyl, it's super fast. That's pretty much going to be the main reason you run it, I suppose. So, good game to my opponent. An interesting team. But that's pretty much going to be it. I'm not going to say too much more about that. Just made a mistake. Or I didn't know. I should say I should have known. But I just haven't played for a while, so I may have forgotten. Maybe I never knew. But a learning experience for me. So... that's going to be it. I'm going to keep coming at you with some more of this team. I'm going to look into some other teams, see what's out there, see what the noobs are running these days. If you guys get any suggestions for me, let me know. If you want to battle me, also go ahead and let me know. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.